Why is Costa Rica loved so much by all? We asked a lot of people and there were many interesting answers. So we'd like to share it with you. Why do you love Costa Rica so much? Well, have you ever asked your spouse, or has she ever asked you, honey, why do you love me? Well, it's safe to say that you better have a good answer. If not, you're in the doghouse for at least a week or so. We asked dozens of our expat clients and friends and neighbors why they love Costa Rica. What made them move here? What was the catalyst in giving up their current lives and relocating to a country like Costa Rica? Some very interesting answers, some simple, some very complex, and all of those who were asked were passionate about their specific reasons why. John B. is from Tallahassee. He is in his middle 50s and had an opportunity to work from home since the COVID hit in March of 2020. He decided to expand his horizons and not only work from home, but work from his home in Costa Rica. He's around the Jaco Beach area, spends about 6 hours a day online, 5 days a week. He's free the rest of the time, and he came here because he's single. He's attracted to the Latina persuasion and he loves to surf. He said he could have stayed in Tallahassee and probably would enjoy all those bullet points, but he found that after a lot of research, Costa Rica is costing him about one half of what he was paying to live in Florida. He's paying about $650 a month in rent. In Tallahassee, it was about $1,400. He eats healthy, so his fruit and veggie monthly bill is at least 1/3 of what it was in the USA, and he doesn't drink that much, so he saves money there, and he loves to fish. He spends his weekends on a friend's boat that is docked at the Capos Marina, so one would say that John has found his own little slice of paradise for sure. Julie and Mike, they're a happily married couple from the western suburbs of Chicago. They're in their early 60s and they've retired. They rent a place in Manuel Antonio, and Julie loves to cook and has a heart of gold, and Mike loves to get lost in the jungle a few days a week. He bought one of those very expensive cameras with one of those foot-long telephoto lenses, and his wildlife photos are blanketed all over the internet now. He's now earning income from his photos, and he simply loves what he does. He spends a lot of time at the Manuel Antonio National Park. They both love to snorkel, so they're indeed living a life that they only dreamed about prior to moving here. And Julie does a lot of volunteer work and cooks a lot of meals for a local church and its parishioners. They rest their heads every night knowing that they're living life to its fullest. And then there's Jerry and Betsy. They're in their early 80s. Can you believe that? They just moved here about 3 months ago. They're both in very good health. They've been visiting Costa Rica for over 20 years, and they finally made the move. They live in Escazú, which is a western suburb of San Jose, and the SEMA hospital's close by, so they feel comfortable living here. They're slowing down, of course, but they still do a lot of gardening and they do a lot of things. They have a little plot on their property about 5 feet by 8 feet, so they grow the basics, lettuce and tomatoes, and Jerry loves the hot peppers, so he's planted a row or two. They also grow basil, cilantro, and parsley. Onions are added to every meal, so there's enough room for a lot of those. They enjoy giving away the excess that they are not able to eat themselves. They've hired a caregiver who lives with them, and she takes care of all the heavy lifting, and Betsy does all the cooking, still after all of these years, and every Saturday afternoon they go out for lunch. They love their easy life in paradise. By the way, both are studying Spanish and have met a lot of their neighbors. There's so many stories, hundreds of stories like these, and we'll share them with you throughout the coming months. And we'd love to hear from you. If you're living here now, why did you move here? Please let us know. Our email address is costaricagoodnews@gmail.com. That's Costa Rica goodnews@gmail.com. Why did you move to Costa Rica? We'd love to hear from you and then share it with all of our listeners and our readers. Pura Vida.